Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Just got a lot of news for NBA recently, last couple of hours. I wanted to go ahead and make an updated video because I have some time today. So let's go ahead and get right into it. As always, hit the like button if you guys enjoy. I appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already. So the big piece of news we got from a couple of teams, starting with the Hornets. They are shorthanded tonight. No Rozier. Still missing Hayward. Still missing LaMelo. Obviously, there's no PJ Washington, and Monk is still out. So that leaves them very limited with bodies. They're going to probably have to play Devontae Graham huge minutes at the point guard position. You'll see Bridges probably creep up to 40 minutes if this game is close. You'll see Zeller probably move into the starting lineup with McDaniels at the 4. And then you'll see probably one of these Martin twins. I think Cody Martin plays more. Never can figure out who plays Cody Martin or Caleb Martin. Let's see which one. So it seems like Caleb Martin will probably jump in the starting lineup here. So they're really limited. You can also go with Wanamaker as a value piece. So Charlotte is definitely an important team tonight. The Utah Jazz just ruled out a few pieces. So no Clarkson, he's doubtful. So basically he can rule him out. Ingles is out for rest, and Ingles is out for a knee, and O'Neal is out for rest. So that means Donovan Mitchell, once again in this type of matchup, he's going to get a huge amount of usage. Probably will see good minutes. I mean, I'm not worried about him being on a minutes limit or anything like that. They've been playing him big minutes every time he has suited up. So you got to expect big things from Donovan Mitchell. You got to like the value that you get on a guy like Bogdanovich, missing two forwards today, no Ingles and no O'Neal. And you could even go with Mike Conley if you wanted to save some money. So the Jazz, another team where you want to get some pieces from. And then Toronto, they are also limited. They ruled out Lowry for rest, no Van Fleet still, so you'll see probably Malachi Flynn go back to starting at point guard here. He's been great since whenever Lowry's missed, and even with Lowry back, he played 27 minutes last game, so his minutes are secure. Young player. Raptors really aren't going anywhere this year, so they are just going to try to keep. Well, at least I hope they get their young guys more minutes, especially guys like Flynn who has some talent. You could go with Siakam as well. 8,600. He is also appealing. So Toronto is another team to look at today. And then the last one is still the Clippers, with Paul George going to be looking like a great play today without Kawhi Leonard. So those were the main pieces of news that we got. So looking at how we kind of build up a new core. First guy I'm going to go ahead and plug in is going to be Malachi Flynn. I love him at the point guard position at $5,400. The second guy, I'm going to look at some of these Hornets players because I'll probably get multiple Hornets today. I'm looking at 3, maybe 4 Hornets. I'm going to start with Bridges. I'll probably play McDaniels at the 4 at $4,300. Go ahead and put Bridges in at the 3. You'll see those two play huge minutes today in the front court for them. Maybe you'll get some McDaniels minutes at the 5. And then Cody Zeller will probably get you big minutes today at center against this Lakers team, which will play, hopefully Drummond plays, so they have a 7-footer out there with Drummond, and they have Montrezl Harrell, and they even have Marcus Gasol, so that's a big team that plays a lot of guys, well, a lot of centers. And then at the shooting guard position, go ahead and put in Donovan Mitchell. Love him at $9,400. He's expensive, but I just love how he's been playing recently. Super aggressive. This matchup is just an easy one for him. Should have no resistance against the Thunder. Paul George has to be in the core at $8,700 on DraftKings. Love that price tag going up against his former team back to Indy. He's a guy I want to get to. And then the final piece, probably on the Jazz side, and I like Bogdanovich just at $5,200. His minutes should be secure, should get some more shots, still without Clarkson and without Ingles. Maybe we'll have the ball in his hands a little bit more, but do like him. He shot the ball really well last night. Hopefully he stays hot today. It's a really good spot against the Thunder to continue to play well for a guy that does shoot a lot of threes. So Bogdanovich looking like a pretty good value piece today at only $5,200. And yeah, these are the 6 pieces I really like. I'm probably going to go with Mitchell and George as my 2 studs. Don't really see myself, honestly, where there's nobody above 10K, you can kind of go with a more balanced approach, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is the new DraftKings core. I feel pretty solid about it. I love every single one of these guys. Let's look at FanDuel. FanDuel, this core has looked completely different as it did earlier in the video, or earlier this morning. Point guard, I'm still looking at Malachi Flynn on FanDuel. I was looking at Rozier. I was looking at Lowry as 2 guys in the 7K range that I liked, but with those guys no longer playable, I'm going down a bit to like a Flynn, maybe a Reggie Jackson. You could look to Kendrick Nunn. You can go up a bit to a Trae Young all the way up to 89. Hopefully he plays because I don't want to have more value on the slate. I don't know if I can take it. I'm going to go ahead and put in Flynn here. Even like Conley's in play at 7K. But love Flynn at 52. Expected that he'll start today. Shooting guard, you have Mitchell, George. They both look great. It might be, you definitely can plug in both of them and just kind of call it a day. But I think you could also look to maybe a Devonte Graham, which makes it tough on FanDuel to go to both of them because Devonte Graham is 6,600, so he's somewhat expensive. But they just have not many guys on this team is going to shoot the ball a lot without Rozier, without Washington. I could see Devonte Graham go back to playing huge minutes. Sometimes he's been like 25, 26, 26 minutes. He's still been putting up solid scores. Now tonight, just with the lack of bodies, I think he'll probably get like 35, 36 minutes pretty easily, and we know what sort of upside he has. So it's a little bit tricky on FanDuel to figure out which direction you want to go, but I'll definitely have at least one of them. I'm going to just plug in Mitchell for now. Mitchell, George. Both very, very similar plays. Small forward, probably a spot where you can go down a bit here. You have plenty of value with Miles Bridges at 62. He looks even better than he did this morning. But Bogdanovich at 5,200 with some of these injuries on the Jazz side. Just kind of a really strong play, I think. He gives you some safety with the minutes. I think the upside will be there. Has 40-point upside, and the price tag is really nice. So he's a guy I want to get to. Power forward, you can go Siakam, you can go Sabonis, but the value piece is probably McDaniels. I like him on FanDuel. I wasn't sure if I was going to play him earlier today, but now not having PJ Washington, his minutes are going to be secure. He's going to see 35, 36 minutes tonight. He's my favorite option in this range. You could go down to like one of the Morris twins if you wanted to, but I just love McDaniels, and hopefully kind of makes his shots. He's going to get the minutes, and sometimes he can get those defensive stats. He's a pretty good defensive player, too. And then at center, a couple of ways to go here. I'm going to look at going down below 6K. Maybe you can go to Montrez if there's no Drummond tonight. Well, we do have Robert Williams. He looks fine, but I think Zeller is interesting. $5,800. The Hornets are just going to need some guys to play some big minutes today. Zeller's been coming off the bench, but now they don't have Rozier, they don't have Washington, so you can't go PJ Washington at the center. You're going to go back to Cody Zeller at the 5, and this is a spot where he could get you high 20s, low 30s in minutes. They still have Biyombo who could back him up and play some minutes. A guy that if he has given some good minutes, he can be productive with 36, 37, even off the bench in 2 of his last 3 games. So yeah, that is the updated FanDuel piece. Going to be a lot of Jazz, going to be a lot of Charlotte, some Toronto, some Clippers. Those are the main teams I'm looking at targeting today. Hopefully Trae Young plays because I don't think we can take more value on the slate. But that's it for the updates. Thank you guys for watching. Best of luck, and I'll see you all next time.